Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be showing my entire Anthurium collection, and I have, I think, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16. So I have about 16 Anthuriums that I'm going to be showing with, they're not like wildly different from one another, and I don't have any like super rare ones, but there are a few that I'm really excited to talk about today. So they're all in different kind of substrates, and I'll talk about that as I kind of show you guys like the plant itself, and I'll kind of explain a little bit of my care, but I'm going to try and do this as quick as possible because we have 16 plants to kind of go through. So which one do I start with? I guess I'll start with my least impressive. So I'll start with the stump one first. This one is, and I'll put pictures if it doesn't have any leaves like on it right now, or the leaves are not that nice. I'll insert photos of what it looked like before it kind of went downhill, but I'm gonna show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this one that I have here, I'm wearing white today, and that was probably not a good idea while I'm playing with plants because now I'm gonna get it all dirty. But so there's this one. This one is probably the least impressive out of all of them, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but it's kind of, I don't know, the growth point on it is, it looks a little brown and mushy and all dried up. So I'm going to have to probably unpot this at some point and deal with it, but essentially, but this plant is actually it's like a silver version of a Anthurium luxurians. So I'll put a picture or a video right here just showing what it looks like when it has leaves and how pretty it is. But I've heard that these plants actually, I don't know if it's like a specific type of silver Anthurium luxurians that do this, but I've heard that like a lot of luxurians, when they're in their more juvenile state, what they'll do is they'll actually start out as silver and then they'll get darker, like the more traditional luxurians look, and they get really dark as they mature. I don't know if this one will do that. Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if that's an accurate statement or if that's, or I'm just being crazy. But I thought I heard something like that from other YouTubers and stuff like that. But yeah, it has some good roots. I don't know if you can see them well, but it has some decent roots. It's not a prolific rooter, like it's been in here for a while, and there are some roots, but they're like, it doesn't have a lot. Some of my other ones, like they're crazy when they root, but I'll show you them when I get to them. But yeah, this one is, I don't think it's a Peru, but I think it's like, it's something luxurians. It's a silver version of luxurians, and I'm gonna mess up probably a lot of these namings and like the order, and like how I know that there's a specific order when you're supposed to name Anthuriums, and in terms of like their parent, like their lineage and where they come from. I'm probably gonna mess up all of that, but okay. I'm gonna show two off now. I'm just gonna grab the other one. But essentially what it is, so I'm going to show two off at the exact same time because they're the exact same plant. So I have these two little baby Anthuriums right here, and these ones are, I'm still learning the names, but this one is, it's an Anthurium Bessier, if I'm saying that right, AFF crossed with Anthurium. And I actually got these as little tiny little seedlings from NXE Plants, and I'll link them down below. They're on Instagram, they're on YouTube. I watch their YouTube videos, and they're awesome, super informative. And this setup that they're kind of in with like the wicks down at the bottom and in pond is literally copied exactly from NXE Plants, because if you look at their plants, they're stunning. So I want my Anthuriums to look like that. So that's why I'm just copying everything that they do, and I'm asking all these questions and then doing exactly what they say. But yeah, there's these two seedlings right here. This one's a little, I don't know if this is light bleached or if it's like, if it needs any sort of nutrients, but I have this one right here, and then this one looks a little better, but again, it's quite light. But I'm really excited to see what these look like when they get older, because I don't know, I've just never seen that cross before between like Bessier AFF and Anthurium. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like some people reference Anthurium and I'm probably even saying that wrong, but as Bvet. Again, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below, but yeah, these are super cute and I'm in love with them, and they're both potted in pon. I forgot to say in the last one as well that that one is potted in like a mixture of like aeroid mix and tree fern fiber. Okay, so the next one is another very, very small seedling, and I'm very, like this one, probably I'm probably most excited about this one, to be honest, because I love the way that they look when they get older. So hopefully I can get it to that spot or like that place where it just gets to that like stunning leaf venation, shape, color. Like I love everything about these plants. But this is I don't know if it's gonna be, it's quite dark actually. Hopefully it'll focus, but it's a very, very small seedling. And I'll give you the actual name. So it's Anthurium, it's a Carla Blackier. And then it says in brackets RA5 crossed with RA10 or XRA10, and then X self. So yeah, that's what this is. So it's a little baby Carla, and I'm so excited for these. I first learned that Carlas were even a variant of Anthurium from You Don't Even Grow Here, Alice. I've seen her grow her Carlas, and I know that she's like really into Carlas, and ever since I saw them I was like, yeah, I absolutely need one, but I just couldn't, I couldn't afford it back then, right? So the most affordable option for me to get this was to get it in seed form, and I also got this from NXE Plants. So they're going to be feeding my addiction, I think, for the foreseeable future too, when it comes to Anthuriums, and because I'm starting to get the Anthurium bug, and I'm actually starting to look at like getting like a tent as well for these, because I don't know where else to put these because I'm going to have no more space. So yeah, this is the Carla Blackier. You can't see much right now. Sorry for the horrible lighting. But this is the Carla, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated with the growth of this one because I'm super excited about it. And it's also in that self-watering setup with the wick, and it's potted in a mixture of my pond mix mixed with tree fern fiber, because I think the tree fern fiber really helps when you're rooting new seeds and things like that. So that's what I have this in, and we'll see what I keep growing it in the future. Okay, this is a brand new one actually that I got in my collection, and I recently got it like 3 days ago actually, and I got it from Unplanned Parenthood, so Charmaine. I'm really excited about this because, well, I'll just show you, but it's another like small seedling. I'm showing all the seedlings first just because, I don't know, they all kind of look very similar, but I still want to show them off just so that I can reference them in the future. But this is a Anthurium Pallidiflorum Narrow crossed with Self. So I have a Pallidiflorum, which I will show you. It's actually in my kitchen right now, right beside me, and I'm looking at it. But I have a mature version of the Pallidiflorum already, but it's not a narrow form. Like, I love my Pallidiflorum, don't get me wrong, but every time I see people with these narrow form Pallidiflorums, and they're like so narrow, and I think they have like darker foliage and stuff too, I'm always so jealous because they're so pretty. So I'm super excited about this one too, because I'm also a sucker for strap leaf Anthuriums. So yeah, I don't know, I just love everything about them, how they don't grow upwards, they kind of grow down. So yeah, I'm a sucker for strap leaf, and I'm super excited to have this one in my collection, and I will make sure to keep you guys posted with how it grows. But yeah, currently I don't know what this is, to be honest. I don't know what it's growing in, but it's growing in some sort of soil mixture. But I'm just giving it a few more days because I want to like acclimate it to my conditions and everything, and plus it just went through shipping shock. Yeah, it's hard to say, but it went through shipping shock getting here, right in the middle, like the dead of winter. Like, thank God I was home when it actually arrived, because it was like minus 13 degrees out that day when it got delivered, and I was actually just on my way out to leave town as it was getting delivered, so I was super nervous the whole day, but thankfully I caught it just in case. But yeah, I'm just giving it a few more days to figure out, like, get it acclimated to my conditions, and then I will be transitioning it into like that self-watering setup, and I'll probably do the same as my Carla, how it's like half pond, half tree fern fiber, I'll probably do something like that. Okay, so this is my next one. So this is my Anthurium King of Spades, and to be honest, between this one and my, it's going to be hard to choose, to be honest, but between this one and my Carla, these are the two that I'm most excited to watch grow. So I've had a little bit of trouble with this one because I repotted it not too long ago, and it didn't really like when it got repotted, and it kind of threw a fit and kind of rotted most of its roots. But there was some like adventitious roots at the top that were starting to grow out. So I just said screw it. I don't know if I'll be able to make this thing happy in like some sort of like tree fern fiber slash soil mixture. So I put it into pond because this was kind of like not my last resort, but like this is my next resort in terms of like my growing media that I want to grow it in. And it's very similar to the other ones where it looks kind of gross at the bottom, like it's all dirty, but that's okay. It's in a self-watering setup with like a wick that goes up into this. It's just another like deli cup, but a smaller one. Here, I'll show you. It's just in like another like deli cup, and then there's the gross wicks down there, but whatever, it's in my IKEA greenhouse upstairs, so nobody really sees it anyways. But I've had this for a while, and it has a hard time, well, obviously because of the root rot. I've just had a hard time sizing this up. So it was doing really well when I first got it, but then I needed to repot it because it was growing out of the small pot that I had it in, and then when I did that, it just threw a fit. So it hasn't really thrown a fit ever since I put it into pond. Like actually, when I put it into pond, it's pushed out this brand new leaf. I don't know if you can see. It pushed out this brand new leaf as soon as I potted it into the pond. So I'm not expecting it to be anything special, this new leaf, but I'm hoping that it'll be able to live in pond moving forward. So yeah, this is the Anthurium King of Spades, and I'm super excited to watch this one grow. Okay, so kind of like what I did with the other seedlings that I had, the like Bessier AFF crossed with Antilaki, I'm gonna show these both at the same time too, because it's literally just cuttings of like one another, like they're from the exact same plant. But this is Anthurium Crystallinum dark or black, or I'm not sure, or maybe it's silver. I'm honestly not sure. I can't remember. But so this was actually one of my first Anthuriums that I ever got, and I've had such a hard time with these Anthuriums. Like, I feel like I talk about this every single time I deal with these, but every single time I've had this growing in an aeroid mix. I've had it growing in leca, pon, not a like a closed container setup, not a closed container setup. I have it in a mixture of tree fern fiber and soil slash like aeroid mix now, and it seems to be doing okay. This one right here, and this is the original like top cutting of the plant, and then this is like the butt cut. But I have to repot this one soon because I feel like it's gonna, like, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but this new leaf, it's probably gonna end up pushing out some new roots soon to kind of grow into the medium. So I'm probably gonna put it in like the self-watering setup kind of that I have for my other smaller plants and see if it likes that. But yeah, like I'll put this one down for now, but this one's I'm most excited about just because it's showing the most potential in terms of growth. But like this one, oh, I guess this one's pushing out new growth too. I'll show you in a second. But every time I pot this into a new substrate, which I think that's what I was talking about before, I don't know what it does. Like it'll love its life. It'll push out brand new roots, like what it's doing right here, right? It'll show beautiful root growth, but then I'll have to like either up pot it to a larger size, or I'm going to have to, or I just like let it be for a little bit, and then it just rots all its roots. I don't understand why it does that or what happens, like why it does that, but it's just not the easiest to grow in my opinion. And I know that a lot of people say that like Crystallinum is probably one of the ones that you can use as a like starter Anthurium, and maybe to kind of like teach you that some of them can be tougher, or I don't know if it's just the specimen itself or if it's all Crystallinums. But yeah, like it had three beautiful leaves before this, for example. Like when I did have it in the exact same setup before, like it was just tree fern fiber and like an aeroid mix or like in soil. It had three beautiful leaves, and then as soon as I repotted it, because it needed it, like it was getting root bound in the smaller pot that it was in, it just dropped the other two leaves, and it just left me with this one. And this is the largest that I've been able to get this thing. And this, honestly, like this is smaller than when I originally bought it. Like when I originally bought it, like the leaves were not double its size, but pretty big. Like, and I just don't understand why it doesn't want to grow for me very well. But I mean, whatever. I'll keep trying, I guess. We'll move on to the next one, like the new, and we'll move on to the next substrate if this one doesn't work. But it's, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's growing, it's showing some new growth right there. Okay, so this next one is my Anthurium Forgetii, and I know it looks very chlorotic, it looks like sun bleached, I don't know, or like light bleached, but this was once a stunning specimen of an Anthurium, and I'll put a photo or like video right on this side to show you exactly what it used to look like. Is that a bug? No. Okay. We should be okay. Yeah, so it used to be stunning, and then it kind of just stopped growing for me, so I stumped it. I chopped all of its leaves. I took a top cutting because it was just getting too large, and it just had like one or two leaves, and it just stopped growing for me. And I kind of just wanted to like conserve space. So I love Forgetii because of the closed sinus. Like this is like, I don't know. I've always been very fascinated ever since like finding Forgetii as an actual plant itself that you could get. But it is currently in a very swampy looking mixture of pon and tree fern fiber, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it's got mineral buildup on the sides or on the top, but it is growing some nice roots. So yeah, oh, there's more roots right here, but I'm gonna have to repot this one soon because I can't really tell when it needs water because there's so much algae buildup on the sides. Like, yes, it is. Like, I just hydrated this, I think, like a day or two ago, so it looks wet or it looks damp still. But with the algae buildup, it's really hard to actually figure out like when it needs water or like if it's properly hydrated. So yeah, I'm gonna be repotting this one soon into, I feel like I'm gonna say this every single time, to like the self-watering setups, because honestly, like if you know me, you know the rest of my collection is all in like leca and pon anyways, in like a semi-hydro setup. So the least amount of work that I have to do in terms of like making sure that things are watered and they don't dry out too much, the better. So I'm going to be putting this into a self-watering setup as well, and I'll probably keep it in the tree fern fiber / pon mix just for a little bit longer, just to kind of continue to root out. But yeah, the whole reason why I keep this is because I want to do some really cool hybrids in the future if I can. So honestly, I love all different variants of anything Forgetii, like especially with like minimal veining and stuff. I love it. So, but it's normally the leaves on this are very dark, and I'll make sure, I mean, I said it before, but I'll make sure to put some photos or videos of what this used to look like because it was stunning. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, this is Anthurium Forgetii. Okay, so this is this is hilarious. It doesn't look very nice, but that's okay. It's true to the plant hobby, I guess, right? You can't win them all and you can't make them all look beautiful, but to be honest, I can't tell you what this is. If I have any photos from when it actually looked better, I will show you. But this is an emergent leaf that's coming out right now, and this one's actually hilarious because, don't mind the clips. Oh, don't mind the clips. These are to like clip it onto my IKEA greenhouse upstairs. Like there's a wire grid that I clipped them onto, but this one, the root, it came out of the pot right here and then right back into the pot. Like I'll show you, I'll go from this side, but you see it going back into the pot right there. And I guess I'll show you while I have the plant out, but this is potted in like tiny leca. I wanted to kind of do a little bit of an experiment and see if Anthuriums do well like sitting in a reservoir of water, and so far so good. Like nothing's rotted just yet, and I mean, knock on wood, but it seems to be doing okay, other than the leaves look all messed up and crazy. So yeah, I think this will be another candidate to put into a grow tent if I do end up getting one, but it's currently pushing out this weird looking leaf. And I just chopped this actually not too long ago, and then that's why I put it into leca to like root out, and then just continue to keep it in there. But and it's so funny because this is pushing out like the smallest inflow too. So I can't tell you the name of this. Hold on, FedEx is here. Okay, so I don't know if this one will get better, and I don't know the actual name of it. It was sold to me as like, I'm just gonna call it no ID because I really don't know. And it was sold to me as some kind of like luxuriance hybrid, but it does not look luxuriance like one bit. Like it's very like velvety, and it doesn't have like the rippling or like that like bullet, if that's even the right word, texture to it. And it's not really tough. Like it is very like soft and velvety. So I don't know the parent. I don't know what kind of hybrid it is, but it is definitely not a luxuriance hybrid, that's for sure. But yeah, we'll see how this one does. So I will keep you guys updated because I wanted to do the little experiment to see whether or not the tiny leca would work for an Anthurium, and so far so good. It seems to be rooting out really well. So okay, so I have a few more, I think like 5 or 6 more. But this one is an Anthurium Wendlingeri, and I'm super excited about this one. I got this one also from NXC Plants, and I got it as a like 2-leaf cutting. So it came with this leaf, and then this small leaf right here, and then this leaf right here was the newest growth that it came out like as in my care, and then this is the most up to date, like the newest leaf that came out. So I love the almost like dimpled texture of these leaves, and I love, like I said before, I love hanging Anthurium or like pendant leaf Anthurium. So I'm always so jealous when I see Russo Plant Care's Anthurium Wendlingeri. Like it's so beautiful and like it's massive. I'll put an image or video of what that looks like on screen, but these get absolutely massive and so beautiful when they get large. And this one is potted in a mixture of tree fern fiber and soil. So it has, I don't think there's any roots in it right now because I just potted it up actually not too long ago. Actually, one of my last videos that I posted, the plant chores, it was potted up in that, but I did see a root. Yeah, there's a little root. I don't know if you can see, it's right there. It's poking out from the top. So I think, I don't know if it's not going to root very fast in here, or if it seems to be doing okay actually. So I'm going to keep it in here for a little bit, but I eventually want to put this into a self-watering setup just because it makes my life so much easier. So I think I'm going to end up doing that when it needs a repot next time. But yeah, I absolutely love this plant. I cannot wait for it to get larger. And again, with all of these, I'm going to be keeping you guys updated with the growth of them. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, that's where I post most of my updates of when there's like new leaves and stuff coming in. So go follow me over there for sure. But yeah, this is Anthurium This is Anthurium Wendlingeri. Okay, so this is one of my favorites in the more recent times, and it's because of the leaf shape, how well it's doing in terms of growth, what it looks like with emergent leaves, everything about it. So this is an Anthurium Red Crystallinum crossed with Doriaki, and I don't know which one's first. Like I don't know which one was the pollen parent versus the seed parent. But this is a stunning specimen, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this new leaf. Like look how dark it is. It's so beautiful. I feel like, oh, is this the thumbnail? So it's like a beautiful like chocolatey brown. not getting very good light today, but also that's because I am in like more southern part of Canada, and I mean, all of Canada doesn't get sun much in the winter, but we haven't had sun in like weeks. So, but this is potted in a mixture of tree fern soil, so like an airway mix and tree fern fiber, and it's topped off with moss to help with like the roots that were growing above the substrate. But I have it potted in that, and it's growing pretty well. Like, it's got a decent amount of roots in it, but yeah, it's pretty good, I would say. And then it's funny because the thing that's, well, it's not really funny, but I got this plant at the exact same time that I got my King of Spades. So if you look at this, like, look at the size difference. They were the exact, actually, you know what? The King of Spades was bigger at the time when I got it than this one right here. And look at the size difference in terms of like how fast the growth is. So I got these literally on the exact same day. They got shipped to me and like sent to me on the exact same day. And this one was actually smaller than this one. So it goes to show how slow these actually do grow. I mean, mind you, I did have setbacks with it, but yeah, like, look how stunning the leaf is on this. I can't get over it. I can't get over with how round it is, how dark it is, the venation on it. It's got, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but like that sinus, or the sinus up at the top. It's got like really, really pink. I don't know what this thing's called, but yeah, that thing's really pink, and then the backs are kind of a little bit pink. So yeah, I love everything about this, and it grows really compact. Like, if you look at it, yes, it's facing up most of the leaves because that's like in the cabinet, the light's coming from above, but it grows really compact, which I really like. Like, I don't love the anthuriums that kind of like grow outwards and they have really long petioles. Like, they take up way too much space. So I love anthuriums that are a little bit more compact like this. Okay, we're getting down to the last 4. So this is one of my favorites, I think, just based on like what the leaves look like essentially. But this is a Indo version of an Anthurium Dark Phoenix, and you'll see it. I mean, look at the leaves; they're just so dark, and like there's minimal veining, and it's like super velvety. It's got like the bullet texture, but like, look how stunning it is. But yeah, this one is a super easy grower for me, to be honest. Like, I've already chopped this and it just hasn't skipped a beat. I've had to repot it a bunch of times, and it's in this like ridiculously large pot, but that's because the roots just are going wild in it. But I have this in a DIY version of pond, and kind of just sitting in like a little reservoir of water down at the bottom, in like I don't know, some sort of like plastic container that I got from, I don't know, some sort of like food. But yeah, like, look how stunning. This leaf is a little messed up in terms of like, it's a little wavy and stuff, but this leaf is like, minus this little spot right here, it's virtually perfect. Like, it's so pretty, it's so dark. I'm obsessed. And then it's pushing out this new leaf right here. So this is the new leaf that it's pushing out ever since putting it into this bigger pot. And I do see some new roots, so it seems to be liking this setup. But yeah, I am super excited about this one. It's really beautiful, and I'm obsessed. I cannot wait to see this one get huge, because I love when they get really mature, and I'll put a photo or a video of what it looks like when they get mature. But the ears up at the top, or like the lobes up at the top, they get like really tall, and I just love the way that these anthuriums look. So this is Anthurium Indo Dark Phoenix. So it's going to be harder to show this one. I may actually have to stand up to show you guys, but this is Anthurium Politiflorum. So this is the first one that I got, and it's pretty tall, like, it's pretty long. But like I said before, it's not like the narrow form, and it's quite like, it doesn't get a lot of light, so I'm surprised with how light the actual leaves are. I thought that it would have gotten darker, but if that's even how it works. But this is the one that I have, and I love it. I still love it to death, but I just can't wait to see the narrow form grow to this size, because it's just going to be like, the leaves are just going to be that much more stunning in my opinion. But I still love this one. nonetheless, and it's in a mixture of aeroid mix and tree fern fiber. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's rooting fairly well in it. Like it's got some nice roots in it. I don't know if you'll be able to see because of the glare, so I apologize, but so it's got some nice roots in it. It's in a no drainage setup. That's what I find. I had this in a drainage vessel before, and it just didn't do as well. I don't know if it's because I couldn't keep up with the watering with it, but I just couldn't. I literally could not keep up with the watering with it, so that's why I put it into this no drainage vessel with leca down at the bottom, and it seems to be doing really well. So it's rooting nicely into this, and it's growing. So mind you, it's growing slow, but that's okay. But yeah, this is Anthurium Politiflorum. This one is, it's too big for me to kind of hide it away anyways, but this is Anthurium Wendlingeri AFF. So if we do a size comparison to my head, it's bigger than my head. This one I got on Facebook Marketplace last summer, and as soon as I got it, it dropped all of its leaves because it just threw a fit. And then I repotted it. I put it into my IKEA greenhouse with super high humidity to kind of root it out, and then it did really well, and it's done really well from there. It's in a like 7-inch pot size right now, and it's doing really well in it, and it's potted in a mixture of tree fern fiber and soil, and you can see it's got some really nice roots. So I did this actually not too long ago, so it's still filling out its roots, but my one recommendation, just based on how I care for it, is that I keep it like wet. Like it likes to have wet feet, so I just keep it wet constantly. Never let it dry out, and there's even like a little bit of water in the base of this like cover pot. So, and it seems to really like that. And I mean, yeah, it's yellowing off some of its older leaves, but that's okay. Still got this stunning one, and it lives in ambient like conditions for me right now, and my ambient conditions are like 37% room humidity and like hovering around like 20 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but yeah, it's doing really well for me. Yeah, so this is Anthurium Wendlingeri AFF. Okay, and then this one, so I may have to stand up to show you this one, and it needs some water, but this is Anthurium Vittarifolium, and this was my first ever strap leaf Anthurium, and I'm fully obsessed with it. It's got really long leaves, and it can take an underwatering like no one's business. Like, it's obviously potted into terracotta, and the top, like I use this as a method to know whether or not it needs water, and this moss on top is fully crispy, like it's real crispy, so it's super hydrophobic. But this is Anthurium Vittarifolium. It does really well in a super chunky mix, I find. But I think what I'm going to do in the fall, I don't know if I'm going to keep it in this for next summer or whatever, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is chopping it and then putting it into like a hydroponic setup with either like leca or pon or something like that, just because I see some people that have these anthuriums in like leca or pon or anything like that, and it just grows a lot nicer, and they have a lot more leaves, and it's a lot more bushy. But I can never keep leaves on it long term. Like whenever there's new ones coming out, they always kind of like yellow off the old ones, which I know that like that's normal and I should expect that, but I just really want like a full one, and this one is full, but it's stunning. But yeah, I don't know, I want to try it in like a semi-hydro setup, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And this is like one of my older ones too. I got this from North Shore Tropicals, and I got it from North Shore Tropicals probably about 2 or 3 years ago, like when I first moved into this house. So yeah, look how stunning it is. Like these draping leaves, especially like on like the corner or like on the edge of a shelf or like hanging from a basket or something like that, like they're absolutely beautiful. So ever since I saw that these were an Anthurium that you could get, like these long stroppy leaves, I've wanted it ever since I've seen it online. So I'm really glad, and I'm really happy to have this in my collection. And did I say, I don't think I said what this was actually potted in. This one's potted in a mixture like my other ones as well, in like a tree fern fiber slash like aeroid mixture, and then it's topped off with the moss just to, because I can't see whether or not it needs water in the pot, so I use that moss up at the top to tell me whether or not it needs water. So yeah, this is the Vittarifolium. And that's it, guys, for today's video. I showed you my 16 Anthuriums. I think it was 16. Yeah, I showed you my 16 Anthuriums, and that's nowhere near the collection that other people have. Like, I know some people that have like upwards of like 100 something Anthuriums. I don't think I'd be able to actually, oh, there's Sam. I don't think I'd be able to actually handle that many Anthuriums just by myself. Maybe with the self-watering setup, to be honest, I could possibly do it, and if I kind of space it out and schedule myself correctly to do it. But with my 16 Anthuriums mixed with like all of my other plants, I find that I do really well with it. So yeah, I think specifically for my Anthuriums, a lot of them are in the like tree fern fiber and aeroid mix setup, and then I'm starting to play with more like Anthuriums in pon and like a semi-hydra setup, which to be honest, I'm liking a lot more, obviously, because the rest of my collection is like that too. But yeah, like I can't wait to watch these grow. I can't wait to see how these grow. I can't wait to learn more about these as like a genus of plant. And I know that this is very like, I think Anthuriums are very like not trendy, but very, I don't know, they're a hot topic right now, and a lot of people seem to be getting into them. But I definitely want to get a grow tent to grow these, because I know that they'll really benefit from that. And I don't know, they're not in the nicest containers and things like that. So not that I want to hide them away, but I do want to give them like the best shot at growing as well as they can before I have to figure out where to put them like outside in my house. But yeah, that is my entire Anthurium collection, and I'll definitely be making more videos like this in the future with like my other types of plants that I have in my collection. And let me know if you like this type of stuff, and me kind of showing you dedicated genuses of plants and kind of talking about like my general care for them and like what kind of substrates they live in. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you like these types of videos. And again, if you haven't followed me on Instagram or TikTok, those are my two like main social media platforms that I post on. But if you don't follow me over there, make sure to go do that. And yeah, that's it for today's video, and we'll see you in the next one.